Hey guys, this is Bomik and welcome to CyberSecurityTV. In this video, we're gonna see how to exploit command injection. We did part one in one of the previous videos where we had uploaded the backdoor by exploiting command injection and then got the shell to the box. Now in this video we're gonna see how much difficult situation where we do not have right access to the application directory, and if you see any modern application you would not find right access to the root or application directory. So that's what we're gonna assume in this demo as well. Second thing, we are going to take help from the Metasploit. So we'll generate the payload using the Metasploit feature, and then also we'll try to get the meterpreter shell, because we know the meterpreter shell is much more easier to use and has a vast functionality over by just using the backdoor. So let's jump onto the VM and start with our demo. Alright, so this is the attacker's machine. So if we want to check the IP, which is 192.168.138.152, first we will have to generate the payload so we can upload using command injection. So for that, what we're gonna use is we are going to use MSF Venom, and to see the options, you can type -o. Then we will use the meterpreter, or the Metasploit payload. So by specifying -p, and then we'll just generate this output in a raw file. So let's do venom p. Of course our application is PHP because I'm gonna use the same application or the same vulnerable command injection.php file to demonstrate this. The only changes I have made is I have made the only read access to the application directory. Alright, so we have PHP meterpreter reverse TCP. Then of course we have to define the L host, which is going to be attacker's machine IP. Then we will have to define the format and give the name of the file, which I'm gonna say my last name, meter php. Alright, so now we have it. Let's see our file uploaded, new payload. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to delete this first few characters, then write and save. Okay, now if we see, we have this our payload created here. Now let's take a look at the application. So this was the cmd.php, and as you can see, let me okay, yeah, so we are in the cmd directory where we have two php files. And previously what we did was we actually tried to upload uh, the backdoor using wget, if you remember. If you haven't seen that video, I would highly recommend to see that, because that would also tell you how you can upload the backdoor, uh, if you have the right access to the application directory. But before that, what we have got to do is we will have to start our Python server, which is simple HTTP server. The default port is 8000. Of course, you can change any port you like. Now 8000 meter, and then the file name. Okay, so now if we refresh this directory, we don't see anything. uh, so we still see there's one folder, there's two PHP file, and one there is a backup file, but that's it. Our file hasn't got uploaded. Now if we see here, actually our server served the file, but because we did not have the right access, our file did not get uploaded, our payload did not get uploaded. So now we have to find a way around to do this in some way. Now what we're gonna do, if you see, every application server will have a temp directory, temp folder. So in this one, this folder is mostly write access, like allowed write access, because that's what the intention of the temp folder. Application has to write a lot of things to the temp directory, and that's why you would always find this folder to have write access. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna upload our payload to this temp directory, and then we'll try to access it and get the meterpreter on the application server. All right, so next thing what we want to do is we want to upload this to the temp directory. So first you have to do the -o, so that way you can specify which directory you want to upload this payload. So of course we want to do it in the temp directory. Now we have our Python server running already. So this is the attacker's machine where we have the payload uh, meter.php. Okay, so let's just verify wget -o tmp shao meter.php http one. It looks correct. Okay, if we see here, yes, the file was served again at 1307. Let's see if we refresh this, we should have, okay, there you go. So our file is now uploaded to the temp directory. Now we have to run the reverse TCP to get the shell. So let's head on to the console. Let's start our MSF console, and we are going to use the multi-handler, and then we'll also use the reverse TCP. So let MSF console finish loading, and then we'll get started. Okay, so now we'll use the exploit multi-handler. We have to set the payload to what I said, reverse TCP. Okay, it's frozen, but let's see, because there are just a lot of options starting with the PHP. Okay, PHP meterpreter, and then reverse TCP. Okay, I made a mistake here. PHP meterpreter. Okay, let's see what's the issue. Okay, I see. Alright, now we need to set the L host, which should be attacker's IP, which is 152, and then we'll do the exploit. So now our TCP handler is waiting for any connection. Now what we need to do is we have successfully uploaded the payload, but now we also have to access that, activate that payload by accessing that one. So we can do that using the PHP function, where -f you can specify from which directory you want to open the file, because we know our file was in temp directory, and we know the name of the file as well. So now you see this one is rotating. Now if you go back here, there you go, we got the session and we got the meterpreter. Now you can do anything we want, like you can do ls, you can also do sysinfo, you can also do get UID. So once you have the meterpreter, you can pretty much do anything that you may like. Now, as far as the remediation goes, that's why I always recommend developers to kind of sanitize every user input they get, and develop the whitelisting approaches rather than blacklisting, because you want to make sure the user does not have, you do not take user for granted. Like, there could be an attacker who would try and, insert different payloads and try to do different things with this command injection, or with any other like file upload functionality if you have in the application. Just make sure when you save the file you do not keep the file name as is, because that will make attacker's task easier, and then also it should not be predictable. There is also a whole list of recommendations on how you should prevent, or how you can prevent the command injection vulnerability on the OWASP side. So I always recommend, to go and look at those remediation as well when you're developing such functionality, because these are very critical. The consequences of this functionality going wrong is very, it could cause high impact on your application. So that's it. That's all I want to discuss in this video. I'll be back next week again with some more application security videos. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already to get update to my latest content, and also hit the thumbs up button, like button if you like my video. And thank you for your time.